Hey y'all, this is Tyler from O.T.R.Outdoors. Today I want to talk about, I've shown in pictures on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, and on Facebook, I've posted a video and maybe I know I've posted one, maybe two pictures of this pack. This is the new Osprey pack that we got from Madison, my youngest. But I'm having a problem with carrying gear that I need to access on a regular basis. Right now I'm building a trail for running and hiking, and off of that main trail I'm putting in trails to all of my hunting blinds so I can sneak to the woods real quiet. But with that being said, the last couple times I've worked on it, I've had the pack and I've had Maddie. So I'm not going to take, or rather I don't want to take the pack off every time I need to get some. This is a huge pack, it's got lots of space. The intro video, this kickstand was closed, which it can stay open while you're walking, which opens this bottom pocket a whole lot more. There is a bigger pocket on the top where you can see my axe handle sticking out of. I will do a full video on this pack later on, probably this week sometime, hopefully. But I don't want to take it off every time I need to get something out of it, because there's no reason for her to get jostled around every time I need to get something out of the pack. So I went through some of my old gear and found a radio chest harness that I used when I was in search and rescue to communicate with the pilots when we're out of the aircraft. So I'll show you what I came up with it and everything that I put on it. And one of the big reasons I went through my gear is I didn't want to buy anything, and I didn't want to alter the pack itself and add pockets or anything like that to it. The only thing that's been modified on this chest rig, I modified years ago on a deployment. This loop was added, this 550 cord loop. This piece of Velcro is the same. All I did was extend this loop out bigger so it would hold 2 M4 mags. That's the only thing that's been altered on this whole thing. There was a piece of fabric sewn on the back to guide this loop, and that's it. Otherwise, this thing is stock. I have not done anything to it to alter this rig at all. So what I have with the vines on the trail I've been clearing, I've been using the small hatchet for vines and small brush. So it's getting used pretty regularly. This is an elastic band, this big piece here, so it holds the axe in really snug, doesn't move around at all, and then it has the retention cord over the top. Inside the zipper pocket I have a multi-tool. Haven't used it a whole lot, but it's never a bad idea to carry a multi-tool with you. Then I have my blade. The only thing about this I don't like is that it is a left-handed draw from the rig, and I am not a lefty, and it's an extremely vertical draw. That's the only downside I have to this. But with what I'm wearing it for right now, I'm not using my knife a whole lot. The retention on the knife is really good. This comes standard with, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I'll try and scoot in here. There's a strap here that's designed for a regular belt clip on a radio to clip into, so the clip that is my normal belt clip on my sheath fits into that. There's also a Velcro pouch, or Velcro strap here rather, that is designed to go around the radio as well, and it wraps around the handle of the sheath of the knife. And then there's a bungee that's on a quick release that runs over the top of all of it, and that actually helps hold down the Velcro a little bit lower to where I need it, so it's not in the way of the blade coming in and out. Nothing's getting cut on a regular basis. The other cool thing about this pouch is I have this extra pouch here on this rig, so I can put whatever I want. But the cool thing I noticed with my Ruger, it fits in there perfectly without the current holster that it's in. I take it out of the holster obviously, but it fits in there. So if I want to take it with me while I'm out, I can. It is bow season. Bow season ends in 2 days, so I have had this out with the bow. I am still capable of coming to full draw and nothing's in the way, but I do have the ability to carry it if I so choose. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. The only thing about it is with this, I have not tried this with any of my other pistols, but with this Ruger is not a really light gun. It's got the big heavy barrel on it, so it does add quite a bit of weight to the rig. But that gives me another pouch to roll up my poncho real small, or roll up my rain jacket if I wanted to roll with just this rig. Probably not gonna be a super common thing, but right now while I'm working on the trail and I don't want to carry a pack if Madison's not with me, I can grab this and throw it on. The other cool thing, the primary tool that I use besides the rake obviously is a saw, and I'm not carrying my big saw because nothing I'm trimming is super big, but my folding saw fits in here perfect. Along with that, in this main pouch I have a lighter, some cordage, my work gloves, and I think that's it for now. I did throw in a poncho, a cheap disposable poncho, just in case I did want to throw this rig in my car or in my vehicle, or if I decide to go out with it and just try using just it instead of carrying a whole pack. That does give me a cover element. The other really cool thing with this rig, you see here, this strap, if I want to, like I was talking about, use this without Madison, because right now my big axe is in the back of my pack. I don't use it. I actually have not used it at all. I have taken it with me just in case. But if I take it out, run it through the bottom strap on my back, the axe fits perfectly. In addition to that, there are 2 loops here that are bungee loops that I could roll up my poncho or my rain jacket, roll it up and strap it onto those loops, either with Canadian jams or whatever I wanted to use to attach there. And I'm not going to notice it, and it's not going to interfere with the axe, because the axe would then run behind that piece of gear. The only other thing about this I don't like, as far as if I'm rolling with just this, if I have the big pack on with it, which I'll show y'all in a minute, it has a bladder sleeve to put a Camelback bladder or whatever kind of bladder you want to run with, or just a regular water bottle. I don't have the ability to carry water with this. Now, granted, I can throw any Camelback that's just a standard, got a spider climbing on my hat there. I can just throw on a regular Camelback over the top of this or under it, whatever the case is, just a standard 1 bladder, no pockets, anything, and be good. And it's not going to interfere with my axe, because then I can strap the axe to the outside of it. So that's really the only thing I have noticed that I don't like about this, besides, like I said, the knife being a really vertical draw, is I don't have the ability to carry water within the pack without adding something to it. But that's, like I said, that's not a deal breaker. So far, when I've used this, the whole reason I put this together is so I can carry the gear that I would normally use when I'm out, either, like I said, clearing the trail or just out walking around, taking a hike with her. I have the big pack, so I can put water in it. And I needed a place to have this stuff, because on the intro, if you notice, the side strap, the waistband, has big pockets on the side. It has medium-sized pockets on the side, so you can't, none of this gear, the multi-tool would fit in there, but nothing else fits in those pockets, and it's right on my waistline, where all the rest of the stuff that would sit on my belt would be normally, so that it removes the ability for me to put stuff on my belt. So that's why I needed something like this. This is what I came up with to solve that problem. So real quick, I'll show you what it looks like all together. You have to take the axe out and put it back in the backpack. And I can run with the chest strap either over the gear, like this. Problem with that I have is the strap gets in the way, so I just run the whole thing underneath the chest rig. The chest strap goes underneath my chest rig, so it gets that strap out of the way. And then I have plenty of room. I'm not constricted anywhere. Nothing's in the way on either side. But these are the pockets I'm talking about. They're decent sized pockets for small everyday stuff like your keys, but they're not big enough for anything else really. Like I said, a multi-tool will fit in there, or a pocket knife or something like that. Ferro rod, matches, lighter, small stuff will fit in there, but none of the gear that I'm using for this project, or if I wanted to, like I said, just go hike around, put a fire together or something like that, and not fill up my bag with a ton of stuff. I have the essentials here, so that's why I came up with this. That's why I wanted something that was a chest rig without modifying the backpack itself to hold the stuff that I use on a regular basis. I have a really nice workspace here, so when I'm working, I'm not leaning over, and I have tested this with all this stuff on here. I've moved around, leaned over, pretty much upside down. Nothing comes out. Granted, I'm not going to do that with Maddie on my back, but when I'm working with this pocket, if I pull my saw out, cut a limb or something, I can put it right back in there. Nothing falls out, nothing goes anywhere. It all stays secure. It gives me a really nice, like I said, a workspace to pull gear from while I'm working on this project. I'm going to try and get some video of the trail today, for y'all as well. So hopefully there'll be 2 videos up today on YouTube, and I will post them that they're up on Instagram and Facebook. So if you don't follow me on Instagram and Facebook, go check those out. O.T.R.Outdoors on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, there's always a storm coming. Keep your powder dry, your action knife sharp, and on your back trail. We'll see y'all next time.